Hello everybody and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason, and tonight we've got a very special match coming up for you guys. We've got in the B West division your number 1 seed Team Showboat versus the number 8 seed Reborn Knights Red. And on paper, this match might not look all that interesting, but in a division where we've already seen the number 1 seed on the other side of the bracket toppled 2-0 last night, you can just never count it out. Reborn Knights Red has beaten the odds to make it here into the playoffs, and they are going up against some pretty tall odds tonight. But I can tell you, they are ready for the challenge, and they are going to be looking to take down the Titans in the B West division, Team Showboat. And we are going to make sure both of these teams are ready to go. There we go. All right, both teams are ready to go, and we are going to go on in to draft number 1, which is going to be on Infernal Shrines. Both these teams are ready. This is, of course, a best-of-3 series. We have made it into the playoffs here. First round of playoffs, which is, of course, a top 8 playoffs for the 2 different divisions. So sort of a pseudo top 16, if you will, if you care about the overall division championship match at the end. And so we are going to see Reborn Knights Red insta-banning away the Junkrat, not wanting to see that come out from Team Showboat. And we'll have to see, you know, as this series develops. A lot of times in a best of 3, you can end up seeing some pretty series-specific bans that end up coming out. But right now, pretty standard. Junkrat, very good on this map. Not always first ban, not always the highest priority, but I do feel like he's been getting stronger and stronger as the season's gone along. And here we do see him banned out to start, and the Diablo going to be banned out on the other side from Team Showboat, which is very interesting because, of course, Team Showboat, well known for their excellent play from Axel Foley on that Diablo, but Reborn Knights Red having first pick, first ban, would likely have picked that up for themselves to start off here. Of course, I do believe that Diablo's Lightning Breath still is not allowed in-game, but Apocalypse still very strong as a heroic, still the standard in a lot of phases of the game. So, still very strong pick in general. And after these reworks, I don't think every team's kind of figured out the relative power level changes and how he works. So, right now, Team Showboat just not wanting to have to deal with the potential strength, I think, of that Diablo. And that's going to proc the insta pickup here for RKR. They're going to pick up the Garrosh. And look at Team Showboat. They know exactly what they want. They're going to go straight into the Stukov and the Blaze. Blaze, of course, very strong in the solo lane. Good shrine clear. Stukov, very good at being able to cut off these entrances and exits to these shrine areas with that silence. And, of course, the sustained healing that you really need. Though, his healing has dropped off quite a lot, as has his win rate. So, it's been kind of controversial over whether or not Stukov is still top-tier healer material, and if he still belongs in the early prioritization of these drafts. But Team Showboat going to stick with the Stukov anyway. And we'll see Kael'thas and Sonya coming out. So, Reborn Knights Red wanting to make sure to get themselves a strong solo laner before the turn of this draft with the second ban phase. And also, of course, Sonya, one of the best shrine clearers in the game. A very good pick on this map specifically. So now we'll see what ban we want from Team Showboat. They do have their healer, which Reborn Knights Red did not elect to pick in the first half of the draft. So they could look to ban out and try to choke out the healer pool a little bit. Malfurion, I think, is probably the choice ban, if that is the case. Good follow-up route for the Garrosh toss, and good sustained healing, so they are going to go ahead and take him away. Plus, Malfurion being able to constantly give those innervates to Kael'thas can be very effective to keep him in the game, sustaining and continuing to do damage. Can be very, very difficult to deal with. But for right now, we'll see what ban Reborn Knights Red wants to go with. They could continue to to choke out the tank options, as we've already seen Diablo banned out, Garrosh picked up from Reborn Knights Red. So they could try to possibly ban out here an ETC, something like a Johanna, something, you know, very good wave clear, very good potential for zoning. I'm trying to get back to that Kael'thas, but they're going to elect to ban out the Jaina. So, of course, Jaina, very strong wave clear in her own right, good blow-up potential. And, of course, Kael'thas on the other side, but we are going to see Team Showboat picking up their tank with the ETC and the Maiev coming out. So Maiev, still very powerful in the current meta, good displacement potential, always being able to pair that with the Stukov slows and the Stukov silence, being able to try to pull them in and keep them in for that silenced area. Of course, also, we've seen a lot of pairing of Maiev and ETC. Off that tether can be very well and easily telegraphed slides to be able to really get that power slide stun value on multiple targets and lock them in for all kinds of damage from the Fan of Knives, the silence from the Stukov, of course, the follow-up stun from Blaze, and whatever damage they're going to pull out at the end of this. Junkrat and Jaina already tossed out. Gul'dan would not be out of the question for that last damage dealer for Team Showboat. We'll have to see. Alexstrasza going to be the choice here for Reborn Knights Red for heals. Alex very good on this map, and Genji going to follow it up. So they're going to be looking to try and get to that backline Stukov. So it begs the question for Showboat what they want to pick here. Do they want to pick up another squishy target for Genji to be able to chase? They maybe want to go into something a little bit more melee heavy. They're going to go with Cassia. So Cassia, of course, very strong in the current meta as well, especially if paired with blinds. There are no blinds, though, for Team Showboat, so no extra value from Yonners on that Cassia in terms of that, but still can be very powerful in the sustained damage game. Good wave clear potential as well, and sort of a tanky backline hero. She's not... She has that armor mechanic when she's moving, so if she's trying to create a little space between her and Genji, can have that extra armor and survivability. Stukov, of course, on the back line can help keep her through that. Crow heroes. Can't quite decide what to choose in terms of cheering, but thank you very much for the host. 32 members coming over from Crow Heroes stream. Welcome, everybody. We are just now getting into this best of 3 series. Number 1 seed Team Showboat versus number 8 seed Reborn Knights Red here in the B West division. Should be a very interesting matchup. And again, you know, on paper, Team Showboat definitely have the advantage, no doubt about it. But Reborn Knights Red surging at the end of the season, getting just enough points to get that tiebreaker and get into the playoffs. And so we'll have to see if they can pull off some more magic now in the first round of the playoffs and possibly topple the number 1 seed in back-to-back weeks here. Give me just one moment. I've realized I've got some settings I got to reset here. We do want to be able to see what everyone is saying. All right. But we are loaded in here for game number 1. On the left, it is going to be Team Showboat. Yonner is going to be playing the Cassia. We've got Blue Popsicle on the Maiev. Axel Foley playing the ETC. Dr. Holiday going to be playing the Stukov. And we're going to have Lampico on the Blaze. Meanwhile, on the right, Reborn Knights Red. CG Stamop going to be on the Genji. Ninja going to be playing the Garrosh. Rising Guard on the Kael'thas. Stocktigan going to be playing the Alexstrasza. And we've got Team Captain Melkor going to be playing the Sonya. So both teams going to go ahead and honor the solo lane agreement. Send their solo laners to the top. Let's go ahead and get these talents up for you guys. And right away, the 4-man rotate to the mid by both teams. Nobody doing any cheeky rotates early to start this off. Absolutely, Mad Bishop. It's nice to see you again, man. It's been a while, but still hanging around, still casting. But we do see A lot of damage coming down onto Ninja. He will get more and more armor as he gets lower. And it's Yonners that actually ends up going down first, stepping out a little bit too far, trying to finish off that kill. And just like that, first blood going over to Reborn Knights Red. And we are going to see the rotations coming out once again from both teams. They're going to be looking to get the wave clear game going early here, get the XP. That first kill, not really going to mean much in the long term of the XP game. Most of this is going to be about which teams can rotate through here. If any teams can get a bit of a wave clear edge, maybe get a camp to try and get a little bit of structure damage early, but mostly it's just about making sure you soak up every one of those minions. CC chain does come down onto Axel Foley though. That's a nice toss from Ninja with a very nice follow-up there on the gravity lapse from Rising Guard. They're going to need a lot of that to be able to topple the Titans here. Team Showboat tonight. See, camp started here early from Team Showboat, and this is the kind of play you would expect from the #1 team in the division. They are already started on the macro play, getting the camps nice and early. Now, of course, this is pretty easy for them to be able to clear up for Reborn Knights Red. They have quite a lot of wave clear potential. Yonners, though, gets tossed, is being focused down here, is walking away, just have a little bit of extra survivability, but we do have Stamop going in, trying to get something going on the back end, but Yonners will make it safely back to his team. Get the heals. For now, that's going to be all that she wrote for that pick attempt. Meanwhile, mid lane is being cleared here by a couple members of Reborn Knights Red. Camp actually being attempted here in the bot lane, but Ninja has scouted this out, but it's 4 members against 2 down here, so not much they can really do to stop it. Camp will be picked up for the side of Team Showboat, as we do have the Shrine activating in the bot lane. Frozen Punisher on the line here for this first Punisher. Now, of course, these early map objectives here on Infernal Shrines, not the most powerful. You know, you can definitely come back from losing an early game Punisher, but definitely not something you want to give up for free. Right now, the members of Team Showboat are getting quite a lot of minion clear here. Have over half of it done, as the members of Reborn Knights Red are finally now starting to rotate in. Lampico gets tossed, gravity lapse to follow it up, but the tether on the other side. Stocked again, popping the Dragon Queen, trying to keep the members up. Melkor getting low, Stamop having to back up for the moment, and right now they're going to have to try to reset. The clear is good though on the Alexstrasza, but only 4 left needed here for Team Showboat. They're going to back up, they're going to tap, they can come in and re-engage, and this is a big opportunity for them to be able to really get some kills. The 3-man tether comes out, but does not hit the tether like they wanted. Stamop getting kind of low on the back end, looking for that kill against Blue Popsicle, but the Punisher will be going over to Team Showboat. And Ninja is going to end up going down, not quite able to disengage quick enough. Not the end of the world for Reborn Knights Red, but maybe a little bit overzealous. Only having 4 more to get, it wasn't very likely that they were going to be able to finish that off. But they do end up committing to it, and now they're going to be pretty even here on the soak game. But they're not sending anybody out to soak just yet. We do already have Team Showboat sending out Blaze to go ahead and double soak the other lanes, while the commitment to the defense here for Reborn Knights Red. But the fort still ends up going down, so a pretty big win here for Team Showboat. They get a lot of value. They are going to be able to get back to get the soak going early and end up with about a level lead. And of course that bottom fort, which is going to help open the map a little bit for them. Of course, this next Punisher phase, or next Shrine phase, I should say, will be in either the mid or top lane. We'll see that revealed on the map fairly soon. We'll see which of those lanes these teams might want to focus on. But right now, camp's being picked up. Nice camp steal and denial there from Team Showboat. Dr. Holiday showing us what Stukov's all made up of here. Doing it all by himself. Now we will have the Shrine in the top lane for this next map objective. Members just returning to the soak. We'll take a quick look at some of these talents. It is going to be the quest build here for Alexstrasza, looking for those globes, looking to try and get some extra globes out later in the game, which pairs pretty well with that globe talent for Kel'Thas. Will allow him a little bit of a bigger shield and a little bit more mana regen potential as the game goes along. It is going to be the full Lurking Arm build coming out here, and still going with one good spread. You know, you had to kind of wonder after that nerf if we were going to still continue seeing one good spread, or if we were going to end up seeing more people going towards some of the other level 4 talents, such as the quest to be able to get that bigger heal. But for now, most teams continuing with the cooldown reduction, even though the healing is not quite as the healing and the mana regen is not quite as powerful. Ninja does hit the groundbreaker onto Blue Popsicle, but nice port out there. We'll go ahead and be able to walk away from that gank attempt. Right now, Reborn Knights Red not having much luck in terms of isolating members to try and kill here. Meanwhile, 4v5 down here as Blaze is still double soaking. Heavy commitment though, and even popping the Dragon Queen. But level 10s are in here for Team Showboat. Dangerous play by Reborn Knights Red. And they actually even spend that Dragon Queen just to help get them out of that situation. They are now not going to have that available. And the, this very, very close on the mosh pit there. Axel Foley just barely missing just a mop. He was able to dash out just at the last second. So that's a couple of big cooldowns down on both sides. Warden's Cage is down, of course, mosh pit down for another 100 seconds, but still half a level until we see Reborn Knights Red even picking up their heroics. Pretty standard heroic choices here for Team Showboat. It is going to be the Flailing Swipe for Stukov over the Massive Shove. No big shock there. They basically just want that general disengage potential, not so much the single target. And so we are once again going to see a little bit of an advantage here. 14 so far on the minion count as the members of Reborn Knights Red do pick up their level 10 heroics here. And we are going to see instantly all the R buttons being popped. Bunker goes down on the back end. Tether by Blue Popsicle, though, separating the members of Reborn Knights Red, but Ball Lightning being passed around by the members of Reborn Knights Red. And here comes Team Showboat looking to be able to really pop out on the end gauge, and they're going to end up getting 2 kills off of another nice tether there. Blue Popsicle really putting them out of position, and just not quite enough sustain there for Reborn Knights Red to be able to power through. So much healing coming out from Stukov still. And he's still able to get quite a lot of sustained healing in these team fights, even after the nerf. That's still definitely a strength of his, even if the numbers aren't quite as high as they used to be. And that's going to be the second Punisher of the game. This time the Arcane Punisher coming out for Team Showboat. But once again, we do see them sending out Blaze to double soak the other lanes. This time, Reborn Knights Red sending Genji to do the same job, trying to keep them in the game here in terms of XP. But as these forts start to go down, this XP gap is going to become a little bit wider. We'll start running out of opportunities to be able to get even team fights. Desperation mode starts to set in, and that could be a rough place to have to play from. Especially on a map like Infernal Shrines, where you really need to be able to contest these objectives at certain times. But we do have the sidewall being taken down here. The root coming out onto Garrosh. Nice play from Dr. Holiday. Getting that silence root out. But with the Arcane Punisher going down deep into keep territory, the members of Team Showboat not going to overstay, respecting the isolative potential of the Garrosh comp from RKR. They're going to back up. They've got the talent tier advantage, but they knew they weren't going to realistically be able to compete for that keep. So instead, they're just going to rotate and look to get advantage elsewhere. They're going to start with this camp. Melkor did see that lightning come in over the wall, I think. Is aware that they're here, but with so many members in top, there's not really anything he can do with that knowledge. For now, the top camp will be picked up. Lucky spawn here for Reborn Knights Red, as we do have the next shrine coming in the mid. Where there is still a fort for Reborn Knights Red. Could have spawned in the bot, where there was no fort, but the well's been taken down, so Still a bit of an advantage for Team Showboat nonetheless. Team Showboat looking around, sharking around, see if they can find anybody out of position. But for right now, it looks like they are just content to waltz from bush to bush. Rising Guard getting a little bit out into the lane here. Axel Foley's going to take that. Nice gravity lapse to be able to zone a little bit. Silence comes down, but oh, the panic ult here. Cleansing Flame being popped. Stocked again. Making sure that he keeps Kel'Thas alive. Gotta be careful in the bot here. The members of two members of Reborn Knights Red are deep in enemy territory. Just a mop gonna have to dash out. They do get the camp and get away though. Ninja with a nice zoning throw there. And this is an opportunity for the next half a level or so here for Reborn Knights Red. They are on the same talent tier. I don't know if there's anywhere they can really force. Team Showboat, you can see that they're not too eager to try and force a team fight here, but they are eager to see if they can find an opportunity to get a pick. If they find somebody out as they're deathballing through all these different areas, they could end up getting a nice pick and getting that 16 pretty instantly. But right now, Reborn Knights Red playing pretty passive. You'd almost like to see them step up and try and team fight, but there's just not a great opportunity on the map right now for them to be able to force. Now, it's very unfortunate timing because 16 is going to be in here for Team Showboat just in time for the Shrine to activate, and now over 2 levels before Reborn Knights Red is going to have that same talent tier. They do end up completing the quest for the globes here, so we'll have an extra globe every time Stockton throws out that circle of healing. But the question now is, do they take this fight down 16? The answer is a resounding yes. They are going to go in and give it a shot. The Warden's Cage coming down in the bot end, zoning. The leap from the back end, though, they're going after the back line. Ninja getting very low at the moment. Rising Guard is on the other side of the shrine area, not really able to affect too much. And Melkor getting very low is going to end up falling before Stockton can even pop that Dragon Queen to try and keep him alive. And for right now, the members of Team Showboat are pretty chunked, but they get the slide out onto Stamop. Nice into the fray there by Ninja, getting his buddy out of trouble, but he's going to end up paying for it. Alex Straza in a little bit too far. And valiant effort there from Reborn Knights Red. They, you know, again, you start to get that desperation mode set in where you feel like you got to go even without the talent tier. But just not a high success rate on those kind of plays. Can be very rough to have to try and overcome the odds in those, but I like the macro calls here from Team Showboat. They know they don't need everybody on the shrine. They're going to start to look at getting these other camps rolling. They got a massive wave in bot that they could look to try to get, but they will pick up the Mortar Punisher. Mortar Punisher not quite as difficult to deal with as the Arcane Punisher, but the Mortar does a lot more siege damage, so this is a good opportunity for them to really get this front wall and possibly this keep down. Ninja will look to bait this over the wall, but it actually jumps onto Rising Guard. Nothing the Stockton can't deal with. We're going to see the pull over the wall, but Axel Foley having the slide to get out. And they are taking down this front wall. But of course, you know, not a whole lot of siege damage over on the side of Team Showboat in terms of sieging into these structures. They got good wave clear, but not exactly good, you know, straight up building damage. But they do have the camp in here, and it looks like the N-Gage is coming off of this. They get the keep down, but the members of Reborn Knights Red not wanting them to leave for free here. Mosh pit onto one, and the ball lightning gonna take down Sonya. Just a mop gonna have to dash out, and Reborn Knights Red gonna look to disengage from this. They are getting pretty close, but Limpico actually staying maybe a bit too long here. Ninja does get the toss and blocks the charge from going anywhere. And now Stamop is on it, even throwing Stockton in. And Limpico is going to end up falling. That's a nice pick for Reborn Knights Red. Down 3 levels. It's going to give them a nice little boost of XP to try and get towards level 16. They also have Sonya up soon, so they can look to try and do something in this next 40 seconds while they have a member down on the side of Team Showboat. Ninja does scout Blue Popsicle here, but the other members have now finished grabbing that bot camp and have rotated up. Again, this is a 4v5 situation if they can get in on it. Melkor diving in, saying, let's go, boys. They will dive to the back line. Stamop has found his way to Dr. Holiday. The X-Strike going to come out. It's actually the Groundbreaker that ends up getting the kill, though. And all of a sudden, Reborn Knights Red showing signs of life here. They've got the stagger going now for Team Showboat. What can they do with it? They can definitely clear the waves, push these waves back a little bit. But the members of Team Showboat just going to fall back, grab their bruisers. Just like that, level 16 is in. But once again, Team Showboat, pretty good macro timing. They've got the level 19 coming in soon. Level 20 should be fairly achievable before this next shrine phase in the bot lane. It'll be close. I think they can get level 20 if they so-called the lanes. Right now they're playing a little bit passive, a little careful, without the Stukov up, of course. They are soaking in the top lane a little bit, though.
Another shrine will be ready soon.
But in the meantime, Reborn Knights Red still so far away from level 20. Oh, but I like this call. They see the members in the bot lane. They've got the camp pushing in top. They're going to get some solid damage down onto this keep. They're going to have to back away. The question is, can they disengage? Have they stayed too long? The leap in and the Searing Flame, along with Stamop diving in, the X-Strike, and the taunt coming down. And once again, Reborn Knights Red have found themselves a pick, this time on Maiev. They lose the keep, but the stagger from Team Showboat is real. They're actually looking at Dr. Holiday as well. A toss in there. Ball Lightning comes out, though, and they are once again passing it around. It will expire, however. Melkor back having to deal with the catapult pressure onto the core. So sets up a 4v4 situation. Level 20 is just a sliver away right now for Team Showboat. Axel Foley looking to see if he can find anybody out. Meanwhile, Ninja is deep in there, taking a little bit of damage. The Mosh Pit gonna come down onto just the Garrosh. The Mop starting to get a little low on the back end, though. Lampico with a nice 3-man stun, but has he gone too far now? Fire just spreading everywhere here from Lampico. And we're going to see the members slowly trying to get healed up here. We do have the Dragon Queen being popped. Level 20s are here. Maiev is not quite back yet, though. Axel Foley being tossed in. Does have the slide out. And the double silence root from Dr. Holiday. They get the pick onto Sonya. And Ninja going to have to back out here. Huge play from Dr. Holiday, providing some much-needed CC. Axel Foley gonna have to slide away from that X-Strike from Stamop. And just like that, this is gonna be a definite Shrine and Punisher going over to Team Showboat. They are undefeated in the Shrine games here on Infernal Shrines this series. They've gotten all, I want to say 4 of the Punishers now. And this one going to be marching right towards that bottom keep, which still pretty healthy, a little bit of damage, but this is the last bastion of safety for Reborn Knights Red, apart from the core. And the Hall of Storms, I suppose you can always back up to there for safety. But we do have Ninja baiting it over the wall. They're going to start trying to take it down here, but the wall is down, and here comes Team Showboat. Ninja missing the toss there onto Yonners, and he's going to pay for it big time, getting chunked here, having to back out, but the other member's not going to be so lucky. Warden's Cage coming in, even Ninja being pulled in by this Warden's Cage. The silence is good from Dr. Holiday. 3 for nothing. The keep is going to fall. The pressure coming in from all angles, and I think this is it. Team Showboat showing up tonight, dominating the members of Reborn Knights Red here in game number 1. And they're going to be looking out to close out this series here in game number 2. Very impressive match. This was, of course, Team Showboat's map choice, ladies and gentlemen. Which, by the way, I actually, a bit of a mistake here. I'm now noticing. My bad. Towers of Doom, not necessarily map number 2. Those are not selected until after the game is completed, the previous game. So it could go either way still. But overall, just a very, very nice game coming out there from the members of Team Showboat. They're showing up tonight and showing us why they were the #1 seed going into this playoff bracket. They played a very, very nice game. And now I expect to see them come out and put just as much effort there in the game number 2. But I don't want to take anything away from Reborn Knights Red. I felt like they stayed in the game. They played well. They had good picks towards the end of the game. They started to roll that. And as you can see on screen, Melkor is going to take first pick. Once they're going to take first pick here. So they're going to give the second map pick over to Showboat, which is interesting. Worked out well for them in the first game. So we'll go ahead and whisper the honors real quick, and we'll see what is going on with them for the next map pick. Pay no attention to my terrible typing skills. Gotta give huge credit over there to Dr. Holiday. Not only a massive amount of healing, but some of those CC root plays were just completely disgusting. Very nice to see. And so much CC potential between the displacement of Maiev with those tethers, Warden's Cage, the slides from Axel Foley, Lompico with some huge charges to be able to get tons of CC. And Yonner's coming through with the damage. So much damage. It's a scary play on that Cassia. Give you guys a quick snapshot of the talents here before we set up for game number 2. You guys can see what these guys were going with for their builds. I never did get to see the death metal. Axel Foley keeping it alive there. Past 20. I did like the Harden Gauge style from Reborn Knights Red. When there was an overextension from Showboat, that leap, the charge in from Genji with the X strike, they got in after it. For sure. All right. Hello and welcome back. We're going to set up game number 2. Yonners and the members of Team Showboat selecting Battlefield of Eternity for game number 2. A lot of team fighting on this map for sure. Get our team captains in and ready to go. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to fix my camera real quick as well. Cat jumping up all over the place. You gonna come here? Gonna come say hi for the stream? No. Maybe later. Like maybe in a bit. Following a fly right now, actually. Yes, I speak perfect cat. Sure. But some very, very interesting series so far this weekend. If you guys have missed some of the playoff matches, which started last night, and we got a ton of playoff matches tonight as well. You get towards the middle of the week, you start getting a lot of the high percentage of the games in. B East is just going insane right now. I don't know what is happening in that division, but number 1 and number 2 seeds falling here in back-to-back nights. Just upset City over on that other side of the bracket. We've got 3 out of the 4 B West matches tonight. So, be very interesting to see. Figure out what channels these other matchups are on. We got both captains in lobby. Teams are not coming in. That's strange. All right, looks like we're getting the teams on in. Should be just another moment or two. All right. Let's make sure both of these teams are ready. We got everybody in lobby. Well, I thought I did put him as captain. There we go. All right. Both teams are ready to go. We're going to be going on into game number 2. Battlefield of Eternity. Get that up here in just a second. There we go. So doing the full Diablo thing tonight. Now, of course, if Reborn Knights Red can win this, we'll have to go off script from the Diablo maps at some point in Game 3. There are not 3 Diablo maps. But Junkrat is going to be banned out here to start once again. So Reborn Knights Red doing some scouting, deciding that they just plain do not want to see the Junkrat come out from Team Showboat. I can't blame them. A good Junkrat, very difficult to play against. Very frustrating. All right. So Team Showboat, do they want to ban out the Diablo once again? Do they want to try and get it? Or do they want to try and call the bluff here from Reborn Knights Red? See if they do indeed want to play it. I mean, you know, the 5 portraits of Carbot Diablo would suggest that Reborn Knights Red could play it if that's what they want. So they're going to ban out the Hanzo. So Hanzo, almost a required ban here on Battlefield of Eternity because of his race potential. But Reborn Knights Red is indeed going to go with the Diablo. It's a pretty good pick. They do not... I don't think they want Team Showboat to have Diablo. And he's been interesting. There's been a lot of speculation over whether or not he's stronger or weaker. I think he's... I don't know that he's necessarily one or the other, you know, all in to one or the other. I think he's just different. He's strong in different ways. But we'll see if that works out here for Reborn Knights Red tonight. Team Showboat. thinking about these next two picks, you definitely want to start to set up some race potential. There's a lot of heroes right now that are very strong in the race, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna go to the Maiev and the Jaina. So interesting pickups here. Jaina not necessarily famous for her race potential, but she does have a lot of burst damage that she can throw out onto the Immortal. She's also got a few different talent builds that can allow you to do some decent sustained damage on it, particularly with like the Frostbolt cooldown at 7. But and good poke damage as well. But all of its upfront damage, which is nice. You look at a hero like Lunara, who's got really, really good damage after 4, especially now at 4 with that increased damage to the Immortal and to everything that's not heroes. But it's slow tick damage. You know, it's not upfront damage like Jaina. It's the kind of thing where if you got Jaina versus Lunara racing against the Immortal, Jaina will win for the first few seconds before that Lunara damage starts to eventually come in and stack up. But we're going to see Li Ming and Stukov coming out here from Reborn Knights Red. So the steal here, as RKR didn't want to see another Stukov performance from Team Showboat after the last game. Can't say that I blame him. That was some pretty scary stuff there in the last game. We will see the Genji band out here. Not wanting to see more dive potential onto the Jaina from the members of Reborn Knights Red. They had enough of that in Game 1. So this is what I'm talking about when you see these... it does happen a little bit in a 2-game series, but especially when you start to get into these 3-game series in the playoffs, and especially these 5-game series in the finals, you'll start to see some more evolution of the meta within that matchup. And you can see it there, you know. Genji banned out by Team Showboat because Reborn Knights played it well. Meanwhile, same ban we saw last game in that spot where Team Showboat had Stukov and they decided to ban out the Mouth second. See Reborn Knights Red do the same thing here. Be having to keep one eye on that Roll 1 Knights of the Round match over on my other screen as we go, because that has started over on Giggle Schmack's channel. So much going on tonight in B West. We've also got the matchup of the two teams who will be playing to see who can face off against the winner of this match. Subject to change versus Obscured. Starting soon, I believe, on Akuma's channel. Yeah, he's already gone live with that. Although it looks like they haven't quite started yet. So much going on this week in NGS. First round of the playoffs this week. Nine divisions, top 8 in every division. You can do the math, but that's a lot of games, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's easy. It's 4 matches in each. It's 9. It's 36. I don't know why I said 9. I guess 9 times 4 was, or yeah, 9 times 8 is what I was trying to do. No, 9 times 4. You get what I'm saying. Caster math is strong tonight.
My blades are yours.
Sonya and Thrall coming out here from Reborn Knights Red. So that's pretty hard engagey here from RKR. They're looking to dive in on the back line. And with Jaina and Alex Straza back there, it's not going to be a great time if they're able to get past this front line. Now that said, Maiev is pretty solid at countering the dive potential with all the displacement that she can bring. Plus, Blaze and ETC is a pretty strong front line. But we'll see. We'll see. Diablo, Sonya, Thrall diving against the ETC, Blaze, and Maiev. It's definitely two bulls charging at each other in this matchup. Team Showboat playing some very, very good macro in that last game as well, which I find it interesting that they decided on this map for game number 2, which, you know, these 2-lane maps kind of throw the rotation and strategies kind of out the window for the most part. The macro play. But either way, we are loaded in here for game number 2. On the left, Team Showboat looking to close it out with a 2-0 victory here and move on to the round of 4 in B West. We've got Yawner's going to be playing the Jaina, Blue Popsicle on Maiev, Axel Foley on the ETC. We're going to have Dr. Holiday on the Alexstrasza, and Lampico going to be back on the Blaze. On the right, Reborn Knights Red. We've got Team Captain Melkor on the Sonya. CG Stamop going to be playing the Thrall. We've got Rising Guard on the Li Ming. We've got RK Ninja on the Diablo. And Stocktigan going to be playing the Stukov. See, once again, Blaze versus Sonya in the top lane. Bottom lane is going to be very interesting here. Both teams have a lot of CC and displacement potential. But the question is, who can utilize it better? Who wears it better, if you will? And who follows it up better? So right now, the charge in, but a nice slide by Axel Foley to get out of that situation. Ninja in all kinds of trouble, though, on the Diablo. 7 health, lives somehow. Probably partly due to Stocktigan and those heals early. No first blood just yet. Both these teams are looking to reset. Blue Popsicle positioning out here on the flank. Let's see if he could find a good position to pull somebody out. See the danger pings. They know the Blue Popsicle's missing. There's something wrong here. Math is not adding up. Why are there only 3? And you can see Ninja playing around with the vision a little bit. Peeking around that corner. See anything too interesting in the top lane health-wise. Looks like these two are just going to have a good old, grand old time in the solo lane. Getting that XP. No big gank attempts so far. Definitely going to be favoring in the long term, though. I think the members of Reborn Knights Red. CG Stamop has got that Crash Lightning and stacking it now to 6 already here in the first 2 minutes. We do have Blue Popsicle going in, though. Slide to follow it up, and just as I say that, Thrall gets completely blown up. Didn't have a chance to get out there. And the longer this this early laning phase goes, I was about to say, the more he can stack up that lightning. Meanwhile, triple Globe Quest coming out here. Prog Rock, Fingers of Frost, and the Circle of Life. On a map that you don't usually see a whole lot of globes. You spend a lot of time fighting in the mid where you're not going to be anywhere near these minion waves getting globes. But we'll see already, they've both picked up 8. So they've got started on it. Double camp pressuring the bot here to give them the ability to instantly rotate and get a nice advantage on this. Most of the members of RKR are here to defend, though, but Melkor stepping out a little bit, gets pulled out. Slid upon there. Nice combo damage in from Rising Guard on the back line, but at the end of the day, this is just the Immortal getting chunked. Already 50% down, and the members of RKR have not even touched their Immortal yet. And both teams are going to look to race, and this should be heavily won by Team Showboat. To their credit, they do get far more than half of the health down off the shields here for RKR. That's a nice get for them. They did have the Shaman camp pushing in the top. Pushing down the wall a little bit. Not getting a whole lot of work done, really, but Camp also pushing in the bot, almost getting the gate down. We do have the first Immortal spawning here in the top lane for Team Showboat. We're going to be pushing in on the wall. Shields slowly being chipped away at here. They do have pretty good poke between the Thrall and the Li Ming to be able to take this down. Interesting level 4 here from Rising Guard, going with the reset on the orb. Able to hit a big orb on one of the members of Team Showboat. It will drastically reduce the cooldown and the reset coming in here. And get the kill onto Axel Foley. And now they're going to be chasing Yawner's. Not in a great position here. Charge is in there. Silence coming down as well, and the orb will be enough. That's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange for the members of Reborn Knights Red. So they do end up losing the fort. So overall, not a bad trade for Team Showboat by any means. But they definitely would not have preferred to lose those 2 members, you got to think. Give a little bit of an XP catch-up there for Reborn Knights Red. As now just about half a level behind. As they start to get some structure damage of their own. Camp picked up in the top lane as well. And this is full orb build coming in from Rising Guard. You can see it. He's now decided to go into the level 7 talent as well. Getting the extra damage the further the orb goes. Now see, typically that is paired at level 13 with the glass cannon. You gotta wonder with the dive potential here, ETC, Blaze, and Maiev, if he is indeed going to be that bold. So bold as to go with the reduced health for the spell power. It definitely does help in the race potential, for sure. See another big orb just chunking Axel Foley's health down. Not a very mana-efficient build, though. Also, it's typically paired with the Disintegrate. We'll have to see if he wants to hold that and possibly go with the Force of Will to try to cancel out Axel Foley's potential mosh pit play. I don't know why exact. Well, there are a lot of interrupt potentials, so you might still go with Stage Dive just for that reason. But we'll see. Poke damage coming out here from Reborn Knights Red. And to their credit, they have Team Showboat on the defensive right now. Blue Popsicle, though, gonna change gears as jumps in, gets the tether down, but doesn't really get much out of the tether. Meanwhile, they're getting tons of damage now down though. Sonya goes down. Ninja gonna end up trying to charge out, but he's gonna end up falling. And just like that, Reborn Knights Red gonna have to back up. Nice play from Team Showboat. They get the 2-man isolative play, get them down. Meanwhile, the front line keeping them back here. Ninja has come back in now after losing the souls. Rough life of the Diablo. Meanwhile, it does find the isolation on Yawner's. That's going to be a reset. Rising Guard does not have a whole lot of mana, but could look to throw out a couple more spells here as they look for more kills. CG gonna have to back up, but Lompico gets charged and overpowered there. And just like that, it's a 2-for-0 turnaround by Reborn Knights Red. They're not giving up on this yet. The level 10s do come in now for Team Showboat, but with 2 members down, well, 1 member down and 1 member just now coming back, they're not going to be able to contest this. Well, they're going to try and force him back, but they can't look to race here. Meanwhile, Axel Foley getting low does pop the mosh pit. Getting a nice mosh pit there to get 2 kills. They're still looking to try and finish this off. Ninja trying to suicide for it. Does get some of the damage down, but now with just Stocktigan and Stamop, they're not going to be able to finish this off. Very nice play coming in. 3-for-0 for Team Showboat, as this one's turning into a straight-up seesaw of a game. They will end up picking up the second of these Immortals. Very small shield, but still definitely a win for the members of Team Showboat. And that will be pushing in the bot lane. So we do see the wave of force coming out from Rising Guard in response to that mosh pit. Everything else pretty standard, what you would expect. It is going to be the Ring of Frost for Yawners over the Water Elemental. Earthquake over the Sunder for CG Stamop. And Leap once again by Melkor, looking for the hard engage potential there. Flailing Swipe over the Massive Shove. But still, you know, pretty standard, what you would expect to see for the most part. Maybe not the Leap. Not saying Leap is bad. They do have good hard engage potential with the comp that they've built. It's you would think maybe the Calamity build to pair with all this dive potential, but we do end up seeing huge engage here in the bot. The ring comes out, not finding much, but Melkor and CG is still going to end up going down on the front end. Ninja's in all kinds of trouble. Rising Guard's going to try and flank and get some damage on the back end, but that's not going to be enough to deter the members of Team Showboat. And Showboat will walk away with yet another 3-for-0 exchange. Look at the camp in bot, and now a 1.5 level lead. They are slowly making their way towards that top 4 match next week. Still plenty of game left here in game number 2, but for right now they are getting the job done. 9-4 on the kill count. Reborn Knights Red looking to soak here. Melkor playing safe down here, not seeing the members just yet. Team Showboat. Nice camp rotations are gonna by Team Showboat once again. They're gonna rotate down, grab their bruisers, and give something else for Reborn Knights Red to have to worry about in the bot lane. Immortals are spawning, and they are gonna be in position to be right on top of this to burn it down. Question is, for Reborn Knights Red, do they look to clear the lanes, or do they look to try to defend the Immortal? Well, looks like they are going to go for the latter. Which, there's a little window here where they can look for a pick before this starts getting troublesome. There's not a ton of poke potential. You can see Lompico throwing in the fire, getting a little bit of damage, but not really much. Still a decent distance away from level 12, or level 13, I should say, for Reborn Knights Red. They're currently sitting on level 12. Look at Ninja with the flank coming in. Blue Popsicle on the back end, and a huge Ring of Frost coming in from Yawners. The damage is real. They completely blow up Reborn Knights Red. Stocked again is not going to be able to live in this situation. Rising Guard is back here, looking to maybe try and get out of this somehow. It's Axel Foley on the chase. Rising Guard does blink over the wall and looks like he's going to maybe be able to make it to safety. Axel Foley still sharking around. But at the end of the day, is not going to quite find where Rising Guard went. Meanwhile, the other members doing the right thing, getting the Immortal down to halftime. And now full 5-man commitment to burn it down. This should be a full shield Immortal coming out for Team Showboat. And this is going to be their first opportunity to maybe close this series out. We'll be marching into the top lane. Going to send Yawners and Blue Popsicle back. They're going to top off on mana. They're going to be ready to go here. As soon as one of these towers go down on the top keep, that is going to be when level 16 comes in. So for right now, Reborn Knights Red does have the ability to fight on the same talent tier. You almost got to think they need to charge in here and try and fight past this Immortal. Scary proposition, though. They're going to back up and look to just defend standard. Well, there goes that first tower, and the level 16s do indeed come on in online here. Still half shield on the Immortal as it starts to chop away. And we're going to have a big combo come in once again from Team Showboat. The tether into the ring. It takes a little while, but it ends up being Diablo the first to fall there. The Keep, though, has taken all kinds of damage. Ninja coming back in. He's lost his souls, but is back into the fight for this 5v5. The Immortal's still pretty healthy here as it starts to chip away at the core. Blue Popsicle does go in, gets a two-man tether. Doesn't quite get the pull out, though, but Melkor are going to end up falling all the same. Same with Ninja. The core is falling down, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Showboat showing up tonight, getting the 2-0, moving on to the round of 4, and they will eliminate Reborn Knights Red here in the first round of the playoffs. GG, well played. Very nice series coming out from both of these teams. Got to give a lot of credit to Melkor and the members of Reborn Knights Red staying in, doing what they can to try to extend these games and try to come back from these deficits they ended up getting in. But Team Showboat definitely showing why they're the #1 seed in B West. They did a very nice job playing the macro. Good team fighting potential throughout the series. I will say, though, Reborn Knights Red with some good team fighting throughout the series as well. They definitely held up their end, especially in a lot of the early team fights. But just a little bit too much power level there for Team Showboat to come out and able to get the win. Let's see if we can get a interview with Team Captain Yonners. Give you guys a quick look at these talents. It was indeed the glass cannon from Rising Guard. Like I said, an interesting choice here. I feel like they could have maybe gone in. He could have maybe gone into the Calamity build, which of course does not have the same race potential, but in terms of team fighting, kind of goes with the Sonya, Thrall, Diablo dive-in strategy. Unfortunately, it kind of also leaves Stukov on an island if Maiev, Blaze, or ETC want to go back to try and disrupt him. So maybe a little bit of a miss in the comp strategy there for RKR in Game 2. It's definitely a lot of follow-up there from Maiev, Blue Popsicle there to the Yonners damage. Good slides from Axel Foley to be able to keep them out of position. Basically, with Jaina, the goal there is to put them in your range of your combo of spells, and then keep them standing still in that blizzard. All right, Dr. Holiday gonna end up joining us. So let me go ahead and reach out to Dr. Holiday. Just one moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, I'm joined by Dr. Holiday. Welcome. Congratulations on your guys' win. How you guys feeling right now?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, I mean, I was here to sub in for the guys while Curios was, getting laid in Hawaii.
Well, there you go. What better reason to miss out on the playoff match?
Yeah, definitely. He's just back in the countryside.
Nothing wrong with that. That's actually pretty incredible. But you come in as the sub, and just incredible healing plays. The Alex Straza healing was amazing in Game 2, but especially that Game 1. Some of the most ridiculous silence root plays that I've seen out of the play in this division. Very well played. How you guys feeling about that roster swap at the last minute, and how you guys played in both those games?
Yeah, doing really good. I mean, it was just I just came in here to try to get these guys on to the next round and get Kyrgios back in there, and they'll be going from there.
Well,
I mean,
mission.
I'll always be here just for an extra sub, but these guys have been playing hard the whole entire season and doing really well, and they just needed a sub here at the end, and so that's what I'm here for.
Well, there you go. Mission accomplished. On they will go, indeed, to the top 4. So I know you're just a sub, but talking with these guys, have you seen any kind of preference on who they'd like to see in that next round? As we've got that match actually going on right now on Akuma's channel.
Who are the two?
Subject to Change and Obscured.
Oh yeah, both those teams are pretty good. I don't know that there's a preference really. I know they played Subject to Change week 1, so that was their first game ever as a team, and pretty much one of their first games ever as the 5 of them together. So I think they draw that match, and so it was. I mean, it's hard to gauge like from playing them. I don't think they've played them again since, like in any scrims or anything. So it's hard to like gauge that power level, other than watching VODs or watching other, them play other teams or just their ranking. But you never know. Like there's teams that come out of nowhere that are just really good. Like last night, that Uncomfortably Numb winning or losing to the 8th seed. So you never know what a team's power level is going to be at this point in the season.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit before the game started. Just a wacky set of games to start off B East, because we not only saw that last night, but then the number 2 seed tonight also falling to the number 7 seed 2-0. So just Gilly Shark coming out and surprising everybody tonight. So but Team Showboat definitely avoiding the high-seeded bad luck so far in Division B.
Beat the curse.
Beat the curse. Well, it was. I mean, if you guys had lost tonight, it was definitely going to be a meme, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Yeah, they played well though. We were watching them. We studied up on them. I know that. So, I mean, I did personally so that I could be prepared too. And they play really well. That Ninja, he plays well in that Diablo. We were definitely watching out for it. I was able to beat him getting into the air before he got the stuns off every time in the game there. So I was lucky about that. So it was a good game.
Yeah, Axel Foley showing up tonight despite not getting his Diablo at all. So hugely highly contested hero. Do you guys have any opinions on the new Diablo after his rework?
I mean, personally, I think he's still fine. He obviously doesn't just do massive damage at level 16 like he used to, but I think he's still good.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much going to cover all the stuff I wanted to ask you guys about in the interview, but I also definitely want to roll out the red carpet for you, make sure to give you an opportunity for shout-outs, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, just shout out to Team Showboat. Good luck, guys, going on to the next round, and I believe they can take it all the way to the end. And then shout out to Decade and the team over at A Greek Economy. They do a lot of coaching, I know, for a lot of teams in league, but they've helped us out a lot too. So shout out to those guys, and shout out to NGS and UJ Zahn, of course, for always casting Team Showboat.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. You guys always play late, so it's one of those only slots I can really sign up for. So it's always nice to see you guys come up on the slate for sure. But congratulations, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week in the top 4.
Sounds good. Good luck to you too, man.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for me tonight. We've got so much action going. Well, actually, here, let's do the intro real quick. Ah, that sweet NGS thing. I got to throw the bumper out there whenever I come on in. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Both teams for putting on a great show for us. Yes, pun intended. Team Showboat coming out, winning 2-0 over Reborn Knights Red. Moving on to the top 4. Next week, they will play the winner of the match that's currently going on Akuma's channel, which is, of course, Subject to Change versus Obscured. They're still in Game 1, and I'm actually going to end up hosting them as soon as we are done here, and the stream goes yeah, you guys get the point. But I want to thank NGS, of course, as always, for allowing me to put this out for you guys and do some awesome casting. It's so much fun to be able to watch and cast these games for y'all. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and watching and enjoying the stream. And if you guys do enjoy the stream, come on out. And I've got another match Friday night that I'll be casting for, so you guys hit that follow button, come on back, watch some more. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass you guys over to Akuma and enjoy that match over there. I know I will. And for NGS, I am Jason. Thanks for coming out tonight. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.